on a holiday. It's the perfect time for me to just sit back and read some cute little books, you know. The first book that I brought with me is American Psycho, because this was the book that I was just reading. It's definitely written from a male perspective. The way the men talk about women, very interesting. Also, this dude, Patrick, he is so hilariously narcissistic, you know, where he admires how good he looks. Confidence is key. The next book I have is Alice in Wonderland and Alice Through the Looking Glass. Just because this book is just so nostalgic to me. It's what I loved when I was a kid, and there's pictures in this, which is always good when there's pictures. We have Firestarter by Stephen King. I started reading this book and then I just sort of kept going and going, and I stopped after the part where a man gouged his eyes out and they rolled down a hill. That's where I stopped reading it. And then the final book that I brought with me on this holiday is The Notebook. Now, I like The Notebook because it's what I liked when I was younger. And anything that gives me even the slightest bit of nostalgia, I will adore forever. I'm on a holiday, it's summer. They talk about summer in this book. Very exciting. This book was disastrous for my mental health. If you are trying to get over someone, do not read this. Never ever read this, because it's all about second chances and people moving on but then getting back together again. No, only read this if you are in a happy relationship or you're happily single and you're not in the process of moving on, because it will really mess you up. It messed me up. It messed me up so badly. I don't think I can read this book again, especially if you've had like a failed relationship or you and a person didn't really get to fully experience things. Yeah. Do not get me wrong, there were some really beautiful scenes and beautiful quotes. But then again, maybe if you're in a relationship where maybe things aren't always great, maybe read this and see. Because what he does for her is just so insane. I will show you my favorite quote in this book. You can't live your life for other people. You've got to do what's right for you, even if it hurts some people you love. I feel like everyone needs to read this. Actually, maybe I retract some of my statements before, because on one hand, while this book did make me have significant regret about certain things, it also kind of eye-opened me, and I don't know, I got mixed feelings. I don't really know. I'm in an unstable headspace. Once I've just, you know, go back home and think about this, I might do a more comprehensive review rather than me just going back on what I'm currently saying. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. I'm going to talk about American Psycho now, because let me tell you. I also read this book out there on the chairs. It was a magical experience. Completely magical. The chapter before this was the girls chapter. Anyways, as I'm currently reading this, I think it's interesting now because there are some things at the start that I think now are being linked to what he does. So I'll give you an example. This might be a spoiler, but this is just a theory that I have. So at the start, they mentioned that there was this homeless man and he was blind. In a scene I just read, he blinds a homeless man. So I feel like things are starting to be connected. I have one thing to say about this man, and that is that he is a lunatic. A complete and utter lunatic. When I finish it, I may be able to discuss more about it, but first things first, I can't really do a review on this because I didn't read it. I haven't picked it up once throughout this entire holiday. So I'll read it a different day, not today, or any of my holiday. One thing I like about this book is that it has like beautiful illustrations throughout it. When I read this, it brought back so many memories, really happy memories. I used to have this friend when I was a kid, and I'd always go over to her house, and when we were there, we would always watch Alice in Wonderland. Like, that was just a staple movie that we always watched. Her dog attacked me. Her dog attacked me one time we were watching it. But yeah, so this book brought me back lots of happy memories. And it's gonna sound really stupid, but I really did feel like I was a little kid again when I read this. So I would suggest that you read this if you just want to like sit back and read something. I don't think I'll be able to read much more for the rest of my trip. So this is going to be the end. I'm sorry, this has been literally a terrible, terrible reading vlog because I kind of forgot that I was doing this. I was just reading the books anyway, and then it kind of struck me today on my last full day that I was like, wait, I didn't film anything, so I apologize for that. All right, I'm going. Goodbye.